Hello, Creative Fiends! Welcome to Tasha's Imaginarium, a magical place where it's Halloween all year long and we have glitter running through our veins. I'm Tasha, and this video I am making the much requested Plague Doctor Mask. Okay, well, I've never made a plague mask before, so this will be a process of discovery and experimenting as we go along. So please bear with me. A good friend of mine sent me a link to a very simple plague mask pattern. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. And I will add the link to that pattern in the description box below so that you can download it and use it as well. You can use that pattern just as is. It's really simple and it looks really good. However, this pattern was much too small for my purposes. I am actually making this mask for my dear friend Fred as a belated birthday present. So this pattern was a little bit too small for him. And also I wanted to add just more pieces because I like to make my life more complicated than it needs to be. So I took this pattern and then slightly modified it, measuring it to his face and adding some pieces here and there. And that's what I'll be using to make this. And I'll link all of the materials that I use for this project in the description box below, so check that out. All right, so first things first, I start out by tracing the patterns onto the foam with an X-Acto knife, cutting out 2 of each piece. I find it helpful to keep each of the pieces and their pattern together so I don't lose track of which is which. Perfect! Okay, so let's get one more of these. Then I only cut out one of the forehead piece. And now it's time to put this all together. So I'm going to start with one side and then the other side. I'm really nervous. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I really hope it looks good once I'm finished because I will be sorely disappointed if it doesn't come out all right. I want to make sure I know exactly where I need to connect each piece by checking on the pattern, and I will apply contact cement to each of the connecting edges. Okay, so just, ooh dear. I apply a very thin layer of contact cement to each of the edges, making sure that it's not so thick that it drips off onto the sides. I'm double checking just how far the 2 pieces will connect, and I mark the end point by pressing my fingernail onto the foam to create a little dent so that I can see where to stop. I wait for the contact cement to dry and create a glossy finish on the edges and make sure that it's not tacky when I touch it. It has to feel completely dry before I can press the 2 pieces together. Pressing very carefully, making sure that they're lined up. I repeat this gluing and piecing together process for each side of the beak parts of the mask. So now that I've glued my 2 sides, I am going to join them along the bottom edge before attaching the forehead piece. So same process, you just want to go ahead and apply some contact cement all along that bottom edge. One side, and then let's do the other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the beak end and press the pieces together all the way towards the chin. And I think they're ready to go. And this is the same process. You're just pressing the edges together, making sure that they're as aligned as possible with like a pinching motion, sort of. Now it gets a little tricky when there's curves because the materials will want to do their own thing. So you want to make sure to keep them separated until you've lined up the pieces right where you want them. Just a matter of doing like a little pinching motion. Oh, look at that. We have a really nice curve going like that. It just naturally wants to curve that way. So that's going to give us our beak curvature shape. So this is this is what it looks like right now. It just kind of looks it sort of looks like a pelvis. Okay, now before we attach the forehead piece, now we have to attach these two sides so that they form the beak, like so. I think it's looking pretty good so far. I'm pleasantly surprised. All right, so let's take care of that. Let's glue these pieces together. By the way, if you want to learn more about working with EVA foam so you can create masks and armor and props and all sorts of things, I highly recommend checking out Kamui Cosplay. I'm not sure how they pronounce their channel name, but they're really, really great. So I'll link their channel in the description box below so you can check them out after this video is finished. Again, let's wait for that to dry a little bit. So now that's ready, and this is gonna be really tricky because it's bending in all sorts of weird ways. So really just get in there and pinch these two edges together. This is really hard. And because it's so curvy, it just makes it really challenging. Ooh, this is the most difficult part. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. I'm loving it. This is perfect. I love this. See, I had no idea if this would work the way I was envisioning it would, but I am really happy that so far it has. And now it's time to attach the forehead piece. I start with the sides and then the bridge of the nose. Looking at it, I realized that the forehead piece was just too flat, so I'm creating some darts to give it curvature by cutting two little triangles on the temples and then gluing those edges together. Now it's time to clean up all the mismatched edges. And now I'm polishing and smoothing the seams over by sanding them with a Dremel. Next, I heat seal the foam with a heat gun. This will give the surface a smooth, leathery texture, and it'll help the paint adhere better. Time to attach the eye rims. I press foam clay onto silicone molds to create decorative details. Before applying the decorations, I make sure to spritz the mask with some water. This will help the foam clay to adhere better to the mask. I very gently remove each piece from its mold and press it onto where I think it will look good on the mask. And I smooth over the edges with a silicone sculpting tool. I dry up the excess water with a blow dryer on a low heat setting. Now I use a hole punch to cut out little circles of foam to create the faux studs. I use E6000 glue to stick the foam studs around the eye rims, as well as any other places on the mask that I see fit. Before I do anything else, I need to let the foam clay decorations cure for 24 hours. Once that's done, I coat the mask with black Plasti Dip. I use 4 layers of Plasti Dip, and I wait for each layer to completely dry before applying the next one and before painting. Then, with the dry brushing technique, I use silver paint to go over all of the details of the mask and really make them pop. I also used this dry brush technique with a crisscross motion to create a metallic, worn leather look for the rest of the mask. I wait for the paint to dry, and then it's time to attach the lenses. I apply contact cement to a second set of eye rims, as well as to the outer edge of both lenses on both sides of the lens, and also on the inside eye edges of the mask. Then I press the lenses onto the mask and sandwich them with the eye rims. Lastly, I use contact cement again to attach a piece of elastic to the back of the mask for easy wear. And that's it. Wait a minute. Something is wrong here. Something is not quite right. Something's definitely off. What is it? Oh, that's right. It's autumn already, and it's time for the Imaginarium to get spooky. Let's fix that. Much better. Well, now that that's taken care of, let's get back to the Plague Doctor Mask grand reveal. Ta-da! I did try this on, but it's too big for my face because I made it to my friend's measurements since this is a gift for him. But I think it came out quite stunning. I really like it. I think I might actually make one for myself. What do you think? Do you like how it came out? Do you like the design? And do you think you'll be making one of your own? Let me know in the comments below. All right, creative fiends, that's it for this episode, but stay tuned for more Halloween adventures. Next video, I will be showing you how I made this Halloween garland back here. And if you want more Halloween projects, remember to hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it, so you'll be notified as soon as I release any new videos. All right, creative fiends, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, stay spooky.